Hi, everybody. Dr. Mason here. I am going to talk about our creative lesson redesign that is due in Module 10, a week from Sunday, March 24th. And please note, you will lose 10% for every day it is late unless you request an extension prior to that date. 150-point assignment, that's 15 points a day. So we want to avoid that. But this is one of the common assessments for this course, and I hope you'll find that it is worth your time as it is lesson planning. So come into Module 10, the assignment here, Creative Lesson Redesign, you're going to want to open up the template as well as Module 10 Overview. So using the template, you are going to choose a lesson plan that there are several provided for you here in the Module 10 Overview. For my example, I'm just going to use this 7th grade math lesson plan about fractions. So you look at this is more of an activity. It's not really a lesson plan, and that's okay. You're going to turn it into a lesson plan using this template. So original lesson link, you will copy it from the Module 10 overview or from where you open it. Doesn't matter. I just need to have quick access to the original lesson. Do note if you have another lesson, maybe from a mentor teacher that you want to use, I just need a link to it and I'm happy to use that as well. Some of your mentor teachers might plan really amazing lessons and it would be a great place for you to start from. So if you want to ask for that, great. If you don't have a mentor teacher, that's fine. If you know any teachers, just make sure that I have access to the original lesson plan right here in this top box. So the big question from the lesson, oftentimes that will not be provided. Looking at this, it would be something like, how do we convert from a pictorial representation to a fraction, to a decimal, to a percent, something along those lines. You can make it more student friendly if you're planning on actually using it in the lesson, but otherwise it's just, what is the big idea? Subject, math, grade level. This is saying 7th grade. It's also 6th grade concepts. So as long as this, whatever you're telling me here for the grade level, is aligning to the standard, which we'll get to, it doesn't have to be super accurate. You could put 6/7th grade because so much of our objectives, our standards are covered in multiple grade levels. Duration, approximately how long do you think it'll take? Materials, very important. So as you are setting up for this lesson in your hypothetical classroom, what are all the materials you need? Like, let's say you have a class of 20, so you need 20 worksheets, 20 pencils. If with this lesson, it's talking about candy bars, if you want to actually use candy bars, you're going to need 20 candy bars. You're going to need at least one knife to cut the candy bars. You probably don't want to give your 6th and 7th graders knives, but if you do, I won't judge. Anyways, as we're talking about materials, it's everything you would need to facilitate the lesson. The objective, student will be able to, it's just a rephrasing of the big question. Student will be able to convert from pictures to fractions to decimals to percentages. And then the standard, I'm looking at this, there is no standard applied. So I would just search 6th and 7th grade fraction standards and then find one that has all of these in it. It can come from Common Core or it can come from state standards. It does not have to necessarily be the Arizona standards. The original lesson plan. So you will be writing up at least 3 sentences here and then redoing it here on the right-hand side. I like bullet points as much as possible so that it's really clear to see this is how it was on the left and this is how I would do it student-centered on the right. And check for understanding on the left, how you would do it on the right. It may be very similar, but how would you maybe modify it to make it more student-friendly? And then answering a couple questions in full paragraphs, 5 to 7 sentences. That is the final 3 boxes here. The way that this will be graded. Instructional plans, just the left and the right sides of those first 2 rows. Classroom environment, you are making it clear that this is more learner-centered. That is the first question you're asked in the paragraphs. The rationale in writing, so there's 3 different paragraphs I will be reading. That's how you get these 50 points. And then sources and evidence. I would not cite usually up in the top where you're working on the lesson plan, but in your rationale, it's saying that you need APA citations, reference list, and in-text citations for at least 3 sources, one of which should absolutely be our textbook. Sorry, getting it to focus here. Classroom instruction that works. And then you can use 2 other readings from the course, or anything that you find online is just fine as well, making sure that you have a reference page at the end of this assignment. That's a really brief overview of a pretty in-depth assignment. So if you have questions, I'm going to be online now for office hours until 11:30, and then again next week, same time, same place on Zoom, 11 to 11:30. You can always email me. Yeah, I hope you are doing well. Again, questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to your grader.